Hey VC, I'm going to do a real quick one here. Just a couple things. Some of the requests I've gotten recently I haven't responded to yet, and again, I just want to explain that I respond when it hits me right. And Bo, you had asked me about my equipment. Now, I showed my basses not long ago. If you want to see my amps, that'll be a little harder because the one that I'm using is at the practice space. The Rick Agnew video that you saw me, those aren't our amps. Those red amps, you know, it was the showcase. So the guy that makes the amps, I mean, we're showcasing his equipment, but I don't own one of those Sue guitar amps. If that's what you're interested in amp-wise, I really don't have much to show. Maybe drop me a message and let me know, Spudboy, was that it? Some other requests I've gotten, I get to them when they resonate with me, and this is the one that resonates partially because it gives me some homework to do. You know, right now it is really hot, and so I haven't been walking. I am doing a bit of exercising here at the house. I'm just, you know, determined not to get fat and shitty looking. But what I plan to do this morning is to rediscover my Flying Nun catalog. I have just a few. Flying Nun is a New Zealand label that I think is amazing. And a few years ago, some staff at one of those stores got on the kick of Flying Nun and were buying it, so I was able to get stuff. But honestly, I go through phases, and so some of the stuff I haven't listened to. So this morning, that's what I plan to do after this video is eat some breakfast and listen to Flying Nun. And I'll probably post pictures on Facebook. And yes, it was asked of me to clarify that the group is closed, but which means you have to request to join. Okay, that's what that means. I think I got it right now. Okay, so Flying Nun. How did I find out about this label? Probably the first way I found out about it was seeing the Chills on a TV program called Snub TV. Anybody else remember that show? It was great. I learned about a lot of great, mainly English music on Snub. But I think that's where I first heard of Flying Nun. So let's get going. I'll show what I have. I have several more things on CD and single, but I just mainly brought out the vinyl. But the first thing I want to show is a honorable mention. I just love this album by the Abel Tasmans. Sorry, let me get the title here. A Cup of Tea and a Lie Down. I love this album. My Precious and Sour Queen. What was that thing you said? Those are just killer songs. Help Me Out was this band associated with the Bats. I know that the Bats and the Clean are highly rated, and I only have the Bats and the Clean on the CD, but no vinyl. Here's my 12-inch vinyl Flying Nun. Chainsaw Masochist. Now this one I can tell you about, Periphery. It's got a couple of my favorite songs on it. It's got kind of a dirty kind of a guitar sound, and it's almost like the singer is singing in an offhand manner, like it doesn't matter at all. And somehow I just really, really like it. Love this album. What is my favorite song? I got a favorite song on here, actually, that ends up on my Walkman and compilation disc a lot. As It Occurs to Me, off of here. I love that song, As It Occurs to Me. Here's one that I need to listen to. Can't tell you anything about it. Probably has kind of a lot of these probably have kind of that alt guitar sound. I mean, that's not a good way to describe it. The Wart. I'm going to play all these after I get off of here so I can reacquaint myself. Chris from New Zealand, when you see this, if you would, or if you care to, share some background on some of these bands sometime, either in a comments or maybe even a video. The Wart. Black Girl Machine. Esoterica, or what is the name of this? Esoterror by Black Girls Machine. This one, if I remember correctly, is kind of a noise cut up of some sort. Again, The covers alone show you that Flying Nun Records was interesting. So I have some listening to do this morning. Straight Jacket Fits broke through in America just a little bit. Hail. This is good. Goblin Mix. I have to play this, but I love that cover. Goblin Mix. Son of Goblin Mix. Excuse me. Yeah. Neat label. Also, I have to admit that I do have more. This is what I could remember and find this morning. Sneaky Feelings. Better Than Before. This is good. If I remember this correctly, this is some pretty good pop. Let me look and see which Flying Nun, the yellow and red label was the most popular label. But okay, here's one where they did a custom label for it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to rediscovering all this stuff. Yeah, Skeptics. This is strange. That I do remember. This is odd. This has a strange sound that had me scratching my head. So might have to get stoned to listen to this. Chris, you showed 3Ds. Fishtails. I'm gonna have to crank this up because I don't remember what it sounds like. Fishtails. Here we have The Great Unwashed, Clean Out of Their Minds. This is going to be fun. I just really hardly remember these records. But again, as a geeked out record collector, had to have them. This one's good. Steven, Dumb. I remember this one. Yeah. This one is good. Here's another one I really like. Stereo Sellout and Massive Stereo Sellout. It's like, you know, one of those bands that was early into sampling and kind of doing it in a unique way. I'll take this one out and show you the Flying Nun label because I just love that label. And then the B-side is always red. Great label. So this is one I do also remember enjoying because it's just, you know, it's kind of odd. Just played this and posted it on Facebook. Balter Space, Nelsh. Love this guitar sound. Good band. I understand they have some other records I need to hear. The Mighty Chills. I love My Leather Jacket. Or this is and The Great Escape. Both sides of this are great. Just the Chills and Martin Phillips. Fantastic. Fantastic songwriter. Great songs. Great band. The Chills. House with 100 Rooms by The Chills. Just love this band. Great songs. Cake Kitchen. Another one I can't remember. I'll be playing this today. Very interesting label. Here's a band that I do know. Very creative. In my opinion, really had everything it took to break out overseas. It's the Headless Chickens. You see how the title is debossed on the cover there on the side. Headless Chickens are killer. Very interesting sound. I also have Stunt Clown by Headless Chickens and some singles. I've got some 45s on Flying Nun by these guys. This is some cool shit, okay? Progressive, experimental. They have their own sound. Headless Chickens, very cool. Pop Lib by The Puddle. I think this is a pretty early. Don't quote me. I think this is just one that is very primitive to me. It says this 001. This has got to be an early Flying Nun release. I don't know that it's the first one, but this is an early one. When I listened to this, it made me think of Beat Happening, The Puddle. And then we have Tall Dwarfs. I'm pretty sure I have some Chris Knox, but it didn't come up. This is some wild stuff, you know, kind of lo-fi homemade. In some ways, this guy reminds me of the same, he doesn't sound like our Stevie Moore, but kind of the same sort of ethic. Homemade and prolific. He just makes a ton of music. Here's another one. Really cool Tall Dwarfs. There's a 45 side, a 33 side. This is a neat package. Yeah, I'll just take it out right quick. I've shown this one before. Booklet inside. Besides the record, there's this platter, I guess you can spin and trip on. Tall Dwarfs are a trip. And then here's another cool one. Lewis likes his daily dip. Tall Dwarfs. This is cool stuff. Folks that were expressing interest in the Flying Nun label, you won't be disappointed. You find some of this stuff. Last thing I'll show is Hello Cruel World by Tall Dwarfs. And look at that pastiche of the Sun label. So what does it say? Nun. Flying Nun. I like that. So here's where I'm going to be for a while this morning. Checking out Flying Nun records. Hope everyone had a good 4th. Hoping to hear something about Dereck 2 arriving soon.